Aristotle once said, to avoid criticism, say nothing, do nothing, and be nothing. I guess that's the reason we're not allowed to criticize Shane Dawson, because his videos say nothing, do nothing, and are hour-long compilations of nothing. Shane Dawson is widely considered to be one of the hardest working YouTubers, which is remarkable since he uploads the fewest videos, all of which have the least amount of actual content. Yet at the same time, they are so long. He's also known as one of the sweetest and most genuine people, despite everyone also knowing that he built his entire platform off of literal degeneracy.
Shane Dawson is here, up for Creator of the Year. Spent half his career in blackface. Huh? Nobody remembers Shanae in this room? Okay.
Jeffree Star, on the other hand, is one of the biggest names in the beauty industry, and he doesn't even try to seem like a good person. So when I heard they were teaming up to make yet another documentary series together, I knew it was going to be nothing more than an empty, overly dramatic PR piece. But I was wrong. I mean, that's exactly what it was, but it was also a manipulative cash grab. The Beautiful World of Jeffree Star. It was the series that Shane had been teasing for months and months, billing it as an insider look at the beauty industry and how that crosses over on YouTube. Throughout the series, Shane would create his own makeup collection, while also giving a behind-the-scenes look at Dramageddon, which was a really stupid name that people gave to that thing that happened in May between James Charles and Tati Westbrook. This specific piece of information made the video a lot different from his other documentaries, though. The Dramageddon event was so massive on the internet that it even got picked up by mainstream media, getting coverage from the likes of CNN, NBC, Good Morning America, and most importantly, me. And here is Shane Dawson telling us that he had a behind-the-scenes look at Jeffree Star's involvement in the whole thing. So that's obviously going to interest a lot of people, which is why he dramatically plastered it all throughout the poorly edited trailer for his series. In addition to that, he also teased that there would be conspiracy theories thrown in, an in-depth look at the business side of things, and even footage of a home invasion. And to top it all off, it was going to be a
9-part series. Hello!
Shane Dawson really stepped up the hype, and then he refused to deliver on any of it. Instead, he gave us 6 hours and 58 minutes of this. So episode 1, he starts us off with a disclaimer. Yeah, this series is about as real and unstaged as a David Dobrik vlog. Anyway, the first 20 minutes are really repetitive.
I'm scared that people are gonna think oh, Shane's ugly, Shane's fat, Shane's whatever. I'm so fat right now. What if they're like, wow, who's Jeffree's fat friend that's so cute that he's hanging out with that fat girl and Jesus Christ. You know? I
like how even Andrew behind the camera is like, please stop. Next, he complains about not being as rich as other people.
When I look at that Forbes list, I'm so not close to that it's crazy.
That's right. This is a multimillionaire who lives in an LA mansion, complaining about not being on the Forbes list, and then immediately getting chauffeured to the airport and hopping on Jeffree Star's private jet. The two of them fly to a meet and greet and announce their upcoming makeup collaboration to their fans, and this is also where Shane starts to lay on the manipulation.
Because I'm scared. I don't think anybody's gonna buy mine. I know maybe some people will, but I'm afraid. Why would anybody buy mine? Look at me.
He gets over 10 million views a video. He could probably get his subscribers to buy his bathwater, even though I personally wouldn't recommend it. Episode 2, Jeffree Star gives Shane a tour of his new buildings, and talks about his merch partnership with James Charles.
Like my little brother. Y'all.
Except during Dramageddon, he called James a predator, told the internet that he was going to come forward with a bunch of evidence, and then proceeded to make a video saying that he wasn't going to show any evidence at all because he's done with the drama. Like I said, Jeff isn't a good person. While he's in Jeffree's office, Shane continues to be manipulative.
People watch our videos, but I don't never make money selling things.
He's a New York Times bestselling author, Amazon store owner, and he does honey sponsorships in every other video.
I'm willing to take the hit because this is art to me and I'm not in it for the money. Some people sink or swim, so a few people are sinking right now and it's f***ing my money up. But I'm not doing this for the money.
My guy.
The amount of money all these young YouTubers are making right now from merch stuff, I'm so stupid.
Multi-millionaire crying on the floor of Jeffree Star Cosmetics because Jeffree told him he's worth more merch money than he's been getting. That's about all I can take of that episode. So the theme of episode 3 is Shane and Jeffree overcoming their controversies. For example, earlier this year, podcast clips resurfaced of Shane claiming that he did very inappropriate things with his cat, and Shane showed his reaction to that.
This is so stupid. We're all literally talking about this when 50 people died 3 days ago, and when the world is almost over. Shut the fuck up.
Can't imagine why anybody believed the cat story was real.
Oh my god, he does this every time.
Oh yeah, daddy likes.
Can't imagine. Also in this episode, Jeffree Star gets robbed, but they only show one picture. Jeff claims the robbery was just people trying to set him up, as always.
It just causes doubt and there's no point. Just why are people always saying I'm racist or this? They want to cause doubt with our audience.
No, I'm pretty sure it's because of this.
Shut up, you bitch. Will you beat that?
But remember, ladies and gentlemen, he apologized. So episode 4 starts off with a brief factory tour.
Hi ladies. Hello.
Oh look, it's the only people in this entire series who are actually doing work. Then halfway through episode 4, we finally get to the first business meeting for their makeup collection where we get to hear actual numbers.
500,000 units, $20 million in sales.
Out of a 9-part series that took 4.5 episodes just to get to the point. Last year, he made a documentary series on Jake Paul, for some reason, and Jake Paul didn't show up until episode 5. So far, we're halfway through this beauty series, and he hasn't shown the break-in footage, he hasn't shown anything from Dramageddon, he hasn't even shown any part of the makeup production, besides picking out colors. It's been hours and hours of filler content. Proposing to his fiancée, riding around in a Jeep, dancing, riding around in not a Jeep. He got called out for spreading misinformation, so I guess now his approach is to spread no information in his documentary. Even though a bunch of shaky cam clips of ordinary life events really makes it more of a vlog, and most vlogs are at least edited logically. He has so many time skips and location changes in one episode that I feel like I'm watching Inception.
This weekend, a photo popped up online, and they took an entire shade.
Once again, they just show a picture. What kind of documentary just tells you the thing happened without actually telling you what happened because the thing happened? So episode 5 is the first time that Shane gives a look at anybody in the beauty industry other than Jafar, Morgan Adams, who actually seems to be like a normal person. It's kind of refreshing. Apparently, she went on this brand trip where all the girls there were trying to pressure her into getting plastic surgery. It's really disturbing. But thankfully, Jeffree Stammer had some words of wisdom.
If they were all just themselves, imagine how great everyone would get along. But all they're focused on is, I have this more than you, and I'm better, and I'm better, and I'm better.
Why does this remind me of something?
I have this more than you, and I'm better, and I'm better, and I'm better.
Then they have a design meeting about the packaging for their makeup collection.
Wow. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god.
I'm
trying really hard to make you happy.
I'm almost glad they didn't show any real business meetings because this whole series, Shane is so unprofessional with everyone at this company that it just kind of hurts to watch. So, episode 6 out of 9 took place right before their makeup launched.
Okay. How do we know that we're gonna sell them? I don't know. I just can't imagine like that many people actually do. You know what I mean?
As if he didn't know the palette was going to sell out. Even if 20 million people didn't care about Shane, it's still a Jeffree Star Cosmetics makeup palette. I mean, come on.
Wait, I've never done a photo shoot before. I'm freaking out. What do we do? Hi.
Does this man do anything other than lie and say, oh my god? Next, during the photo shoot, they shove in a bunch of footage of Jeffree Star being sad because his dog is in the hospital, which is obviously sad, but really convenient to include right before your product goes live.
Unless my dog was like dying for real, I'm not gonna cancel. Like, this is your day, this is so special. So I didn't want to like walk on set and be like, I'm depressed.
Yeah, because that's Shane's job. Next, there's this extended scene where the factory workers assemble the makeup palette for them, while Shane and Jeffree hug and cry in the background, which pretty much illustrates my entire issue with this series in one frame. And then bam. So there's 3 episodes left in the series, and Shane hasn't delivered anything that he said he would, besides, you know, the 1.1 million units of makeup that they sold out. But you will never guess what happened. He stopped uploading. Shane Dawson completely stopped the series the moment he got the money, without giving any further updates about the schedule for the next 9 days. He and Jeffree then tried to go on damage control, with Shane saying that he did an Instagram poll, and more people wanted to see the business than the drama, which A, I seriously doubt, and B, why wouldn't he just do the poll on YouTube, where it wouldn't disappear after 24 hours? He also lied about when he edited the trailer.
The trailer I actually edited in March or something. I don't know, a long time ago.
And yet somehow Dramageddon happened in May. Then Jeffree went on camera and lied about the number of episodes.
9 episodes, which we never really agreed or said was going to happen. He just kind of said that.
9-part series.
Half the people are like, Shane, are you clickbaiting everyone? Are you just not going to talk about it anymore? And we are really on the fence.
24 days after leaving his 9-part series at 6 episodes, Shane Dawson uploads the finale. He threw 6 minutes worth of Dramageddon footage in there, none of which gave any exclusive or new information. He wrote off Jeffree Star's unfounded allegations against James Charles as popping off on Twitter, which is both dismissive and disgusting. He didn't address the conspiracy theories, the break-in, the rest of Morgan's story, anything. But do you know what he did announce? A new palette. The world's most genuine YouTuber just used everyone else's drama to sell his makeup, and then somehow walked away with none of his own, and also several $1 million. And as for me, I'm just taking notes. Look out for the D'Angelo Wallace x Richard Spencer makeup collection, coming 20 never, because I don't associate with race. Anyway, looks like I've gotten 10 minutes of content out of this, so leave a like, tell me what you think, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and a big thank you to my 227,000 subscribers. Okay, bye. Just a normal, non-controversial video that nobody will get mad at.